Hello, we're here to talk about finish, and whenever I do finish, I do all the instruments that are in finish all in a row. So that's why I'm starting with this one, even though we're in the series about the Hemlock Scout uke. We'll get to that in a moment. It's because once you've loaded up the wet rag, you might as well keep using it and get the most out of it. So I've got, this has been knocked back with steel wool. This is its fourth coat. This is probably the last coat for this instrument. And what I do is just wipe it on and quickly wipe it off. I've got a brand new paper towel to do the wiping, and I've got yesterday's brand new paper towel to hold with my left hand as we go, so that on wet surfaces I'm not leaving glove marks or fingerprints or anything. It's this this other paper towel stops that. I use Armor Seal, this stuff. It's a mix of oil and polyurethane. The oil soaks into the wood. The poly makes a little bit of the film that builds up. This doesn't build up like a thick factory polyester finish. It doesn't build up like a spray finish. I prefer finishes like this that are light and thin. I've had customers who are only used to Chinese factory finishes actually think that I sent them an instrument with no finish on it, which is funny after putting 5 or 6 coats on. This is also, before I hang it up, this is the chance to find any other little places that need more. Okay, let's hang this one up and we'll get to our Hemlock ukulele. This is, like we said, this has been sanded to 400 and it's got dust all over it, and that's okay. This first coat of finish is going to mix with the dust and create a little bit of a paste in some places. It's the closest I get to using a pore filler. So why do I like these thin finishes? Well, I like the instrument to feel like wood, and I want you to have the tactile experience of the texture of the different kinds of wood. Yes, it offers less, quote, protection than a spray-on factory finish, but it can be easily touched up, even by an owner. And I like the, as you guys know about me, I like the wabi-sabi, the look of the wear and tear over time, within reason, the honest wear and tear that a good playing makes. And I don't mind the fact that the instrument changes over time. That's part of the wabi-sabi ideal. So, yeah, it's not for everybody, but it's what I like. I also don't want to have a spray booth. I don't want to breathe those chemicals. It's bad enough that I have to breathe this polyurethane as it gases off. It's not super toxic compared to other things, but what I'm doing, like I said, is I've got the clean paper towel to wipe all this off once we get it on, and I'm holding with the yesterday's clean paper towel in my left hand, trying to soak it. It just, this first coat just soaks in, like mainly its job, so I'm not in a big hurry to wipe it off. Also, those places where there was lots of dust, it's working its way into the little wormholes. It's working its way into the neck joint area, which usually needs a little bit of paste in there. It acts as like a natural wood filler when needed. Okay, so now I'm going to take the rag and do the wipe off. So yeah, I used to use True Oil, which is a gunstock finish. That also is it's like tongue oil that's got polymers added to it, and I like that one pretty good. But I found that this Armor Seal holds up better to damp hands and wet outdoor conditions, and people who have very sweaty, damp conditions in playing. Holds up to people with that nasty sweat that eats away at stuff. So I like the Armor Seal a little better. It also is less likely to kind of go gummy. True Oil can kind of go gummy as it goes old. I think it dries a little harder, so I like it, and it's pretty easy to get my hands on. So as I look around here, this is the first coat, so it went on pretty thick. I'm also kind of like noticing where maybe next time I might put a little bit more dust in some of these wormholes. But this all of a sudden is starting to look like something, isn't it, compared to our other videos. First coat of finish is where you see a lot of your mistakes. When we go back and sand, we'll definitely have to hit that. So while I have the wet rag, I have another instrument to go into finish today. Might as well keep going. I have a old school oily rags container that these rags go into after they get used and then emptied, so that we don't have a fire, because these are the kind of, I don't think Armor Seal has been known for spontaneous combustion, but anytime you use an oil finish, it could. And I am using mineral oil and linseed oil on, you know, furniture projects and spoons and cutting boards and other projects, so I got plenty of oily rags around. Check out that walnut, huh? Yeah, and this is a first coat as well, so I'm going real, it's pretty wet, and it's making that slurry, that paste that's kind of filling in things. And so, you know, we're going to do 600 grit before the next coat, so it'll do it again. I definitely have lost customers because I won't do a thick spray factory finish, but I don't mind. This is what I prefer. I'd rather see it with wear and tear and have me touch it up later than to give you a thick glossy instrument. Think about all those old violins that have been revarnished 100 times. And maybe someday I'll learn how to French polish. Wouldn't that be cool? Like the old violins? I don't know how to do that yet. My friend Heidi from Red Sands, she uses French polish and she really likes it. So this is just like wet and goopy right now for this first coat, and it's just, you can, as it goes, it's just soaking in. And I do get one coat here on the fretboard too. Trying to get into all the nooks and crannies. This is Curly Porterford Cedar Master Grade Grafted Walnut Back and Sides Baritone Ukulele. It's weird, like, doing these hand rubbed finishes to get a really professional, like anybody can do this, but to get a really professional look, it's taken lots of weird little tricks and a couple thousand instruments to get good at it. And there's stuff I probably do that I don't even know I do that really makes it good in the long run. It's all about surface prep. It's all about, you know, steel wool and sanding and even coats and here. It's good because it shows you, this first coat of finish will show you if there's any places that need some more sanding. You know, so I see a couple little marks right here I'm going to have to take out after this dries. So I'll give these 24 hours and we'll get back to it. And you know that our little Scout ukulele is going to get 4 or 5 coats depending on what it needs. And we'll go from there. I'll probably check back in with a video on maybe its 3rd or 4th coat so we can see the difference. Okay, cheers.